keeping an eye on. I've only got, I know I've got 3 of these. Yeah, I can only use 1 page of my stash, so this has been very limiting. But I keep getting okay shields, but I'm still restricted by what I can and can't use. So it's fine. I've got almost all my health. Bear with me for a hot second. Yeah, I want that stuff, and you can take the mana. There we go. I don't really have the room for this much rejuvenation potion, but I also don't quite know what the fuck I'm going to be walking into with certain battles, and I'd rather have like all the rejuvenation potions than not have a health stuff at all, you know. Just put a new one of that because I think I'm pretty far away from my waypoints at the moment. I think it's one of the parts of the avatar. The system you use for face tracking also defines some of what your avatar can support. I've seen that as well. Some of the face tracking stuff, like I haven't gone too far into face tracking videos and stuff yet, or somebody up here special, because obviously that's like the next step after that kind of thing. Like I've gone through the videos of how to layer, how to cut, stuff like that. I've seen those for the avatar so far. I'm watching a few trigger videos on like how to do that shit. And I have seen a couple, like I've started watching and then favorited to watch later a few for like face tracking and stuff like that. But I also know, I remember watching a video from Shy Lily ages ago, and she was talking about how like with avatars, she's like, it really does, oh fuck, I need you guys to back off a bit. It really does depend on what you actually do. Like when you get an avatar, all avatars, like they're not all created equal and stuff, but like even high quality ones and stuff, you still got to put some fucking effort into like customizing how it moves to move properly with you and stuff like that, because otherwise you might end up with like a lazy eye and a mouth that doesn't open or doesn't close or something like that, you know, because that's what happens. It's just picking it up as best it can and computing it as best it can, right? It's no fault of the avatars, you've got to put a bit of work in, kind of thing. And then when it comes to actually puppeting an avatar, like the avatar actually has to be kind of moved around. Like I'm a very stagnant person. So like I don't move that much anyway. Like I'm not super animated in much, but like I know that expressions wise, I have like a fair bit of expressions when I'm playing things, when I'm experiencing stuff. Like with yesterday with Serious Sam, I was very expressionate about a few things that went on in that particular run. And I'm like, I kind of wish that you guys could have seen the expressions, but yeah, we'll have to wait. Oh yeah, there's Gloom Crawler in here. That's why we were getting electric. Alright, that explains some things. Oh mate, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it after all. I am very much that person as well. I kind of figure, like, as they say, like, overcut with the view that you don't know what you specifically want to have able to move until you start trying to move shit and stuff, you know? And it's better for it to already be cut than to have to go back and try to do it again, kind of thing. So, yeah. I mean, it's still going to take me a while. I've kind of actually made a schedule for my year. I made like an annual calendar to try to keep track of when things are going to be. I still haven't like scheduled a couple of things for the year, but I had to kind of do it so I could keep track of when stuff is and when stuff's due and stuff, you know. Oh god, you guys again. You guys go play with her. Yeah, the puppeting is something that you need to get used to. The other thing too is the puppeting, I've heard some people say that like doing the big expressions and stuff like that like hurts their face and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I get that, because like obviously you may have noticed I'm a chatty streamer and as part of that, like I talk nearly non-stop for like 4 hours every time I stream. And same with when I did like the Billathon event, I had 8-hour daily streams, and so like I kind of have like a lot of chit chat, and that stuff takes a pretty heavy toll on like my face muscles, my throat muscles. It hurts my vocal cord. Sometimes I get laryngitis. This is why I don't stream for more than 4 hours on average, by the way, is I just can't. I also have a lot of health conditions as well, so I have to be mindful of making sure I get enough rest outside of what I'm doing and stuff. And Like, I'm aware that it's probably going to make me move around a fair bit. My only concern is I have a shit chair and it's like on the cusp of breaking. And my only concern with potentially being very animated is if I start like rocking and moving around a whole heap in my chair and like whatever, because I've repaired it once, right? It broke once and I repaired the spindle. And if it breaks again, I really do need a new chair. So I just have to be careful with that. But we'll see. I just want to see what up here is. If this looks like it's going to a new area. And if it's going to be a new area, there's a little spot just above here that I just need to get up there. So we'll see. But that end also, it does a lot of creaking as well. When I sit very still, you don't hear it doing the creaks. But when I move around a lot, like when I pull my chair in or stand up to like adjust my air conditioner or something, that's when you hear it like, I don't know, crack and stuff. 100% worth the time to get it right, and do it yourself lets you really finesse the things you want. Yeah, I feel that way too. Like, I kind of figure like in the absolute worst case scenarios, like I might potentially take a week off or something like that later in the year if I feel like I don't have enough time to work on this. Because like a lot of my community's like, oh, can you just stream working on it? And I'm like, there's a few things that I really feel like I need the 100% concentration, because when I'm streaming certain games, certain tasks and stuff like that, I don't have the extra brain power for like communication and activities and stuff. Like last night when I was playing Serious Sam, I didn't have the brain power to do like a deeper, in-depth, like techie conversation and stuff. I just didn't have it. When I play RimWorld, I can't do maths, stuff like that. Like it's just like a fun little thing that I've kind of noticed. And I don't want to sit here and just ignore my community because I'm free focused on a setting, but I also don't want to be distracted and potentially forget something, because like you got to mirror stuff, but you got to mirror stuff in a way that's not perfectly mirrored by the look of it. Like I thought, oh, you can just turn your character to one side. Hello. And then you can mirror that effect completely 100% on the other side, but it's not quite like that. Like, for instance, if a hair bit, like, where's my character down here? So my hair over here, like this being long on here, on this side, like when she flips to the other side, it should be long on that side kind of thing. Like it should mirror to that. But where it is layered behind the first bit of hair, if I flipped it to the other side, it would be in front of that hair. You follow? So like there's things like that that I have to pay attention to and like work on and stuff. So like that's why I don't want to do it on stream. Plus this is the added pressure of like when I stream art, I do get a bit anxious, I do get a bit nervous and stuff, because like I never know who's watching me, how many people here and stuff like that. I don't want to know, right? But I know that somebody's probably watching, because when I do art, I have a personal playlist of music that I play so people can listen to that while I'm not talking as much. And that's interesting. I might take a look at that in a sec. Mine's better, but still. It's Tal Rash's Herodric chest. God, that's a nice looking thing. I just wish it was a bit more defense. Mana stolen per hit, life stolen per hit, 45 defense, life, mana, all resistances. If I had space, I would like to keep that because I know I had a death mask on my original character, but I can't keep it. I don't have the space. So it's I'll show you what I mean by I don't have space. So back up in here. Hold on. I can only use the first page of this. Like originally you only had one page of stash, so I can't use any of these. Even though they're empty, I can't use them. So that's what I mean. I don't have the space. I have a lot of charms to take on like the bosses and stuff, and I've got a heap of rejuvenation potions just because I know that I need them in the boss battles and crap. So I've got those, and I've got this at the moment because it should be my next weapon I can possibly use once I get the dexterity up, and then this once I get the strength up. So yeah, I'm pretty limited, and I've got to keep my old bow and Morning Star because it's got the name on it. So yeah, the only thing I could do is I could do the cow level, but I've got to do that after hell because I literally can't fight the fucking cow level. Like my person is not strong enough until after I've beaten Baal, and I've got one spare set of gear in here. That's all I've got. So And I haven't worn this. This is literally purchased to be spare. That's why it's not on Eliza. So, yeah, I'm very limited. I won't have room for the flail. When I get the heart, I will probably have to get rid of like a gem or a potion or something just to make space. So, oh yeah, I need arrows. Hold on. I know I got some arrows, but I need arrows. You rig it yourself and you're testing it yourself. I think you're less likely to have contort your face to make the avatar emote the way you want. Yeah, I think it should be fine if I make her and I rig her and stuff like that. I kind of see that like she'll be very, very customized to me, kind of thing. Like the biggest thing is like I've had a few people say, oh, can't I get somebody else to just do the art or something like that? And I'm like, I really can't because my art style is really distinct. And like I also, because my characters existed, who is shooting me? Oh, there. Because I've had my character for like since 2000, right? So 25 years. There's just going to be stuff that another person isn't going to know or fully understand why she's the way she is, or the way she has things the way that they are and stuff, you know? So, yeah. Plus, my art style is a big sort of part of my character anyway. I would kind of... I feel the same way, honestly, about tattoos, is like, if I was to ever get one, I would want it to be in my art style, which is, you know, problematic because, like, I draw my art style, which means I'd need to learn how to do tattooing. But, yeah, shit like that. It's my own problem, realistically. That and... I had the same question for 3D models and stuff like that because somebody asked me if I'd ever do... overburdened. What is that game? VR chat. And I'm like, I find VR chat's very interesting, but again, the same problem is I'd want to make it myself. Mostly I'd want a 3D avatar for the purpose of being able to play Beat Saber. That's about it. I don't have Beat Saber, but I would play the shit out of Beat Saber if I had Beat Saber in my own like avatar to play it as. I know that for a fact. Any kind of game that includes exercise, I'm very, very for those. Where the hell is this going? Because that's obviously going forwards and... Oh, is this one of those spots where... Yeah, it's one of those spots where it goes up and around by the look of it. Alright. So there's either something back there, or there's not. Very true. Was it? That's funky. Even I can words. Yeah, look, I think anybody that streams kind of like gets the idea when you say that like you go to like have a conversation and you go to try to do a thing and sometimes you just don't have that capacity when you're streaming. Certain games, certain things just remove the ability to do the multitasking stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably still... I don't know, maybe I'll still record all the stuff so people can watch it later, because like all of my VODs I put onto YouTube anyway, so people can watch my stuff later if they don't want to watch me live or can't watch me live and stuff. I can hear tree ants up here. I don't mind tree ants as long as I don't get hit by one. Don't mind me, I really need to get my VR set back up. Oh yeah. I'd love to have some kind of like VR stuff. There's a few games that I think I would just enjoy, you know? Oh, we got Storm Tree, extra fast, lightning enchanted, fire enchanted, spectral hit, but he's immune to cold, so he's flammable. As long as I keep Valkyrie between me and him, that's all I care about. Yeah, there's a, there was a woman that did like a year on some tracking thing. Oh god, I don't... Eliza, I need you to move. She had some kind of VR setup where she could run on a treadmill type thing, like on a 3D treadmill type thingy. And that one was really cool. Eliza, for love of fuck, don't die on me. Please just put the Valkyrie back up in there. The Valkyrie is dying so badly. I'm just going to stand on this edge because as long as I can hit them and they don't come around the corner, that'll work for me. Phasmo in VR is fantastic. Oh man. I haven't watched too much Phasmo, but I've seen a few games, like a few horror games and stuff listed up for VR stuff, and I don't think I'd be able to handle it because like I already squeak pretty badly when I get spooked in most games. Like I'm not a screamer, I'm a squeaker. So whenever I get spooked, like my default setting is to squeak, and it sounds very mouse-like, small animal-like and stuff. And I don't think I could handle it. Because like I also kind of like, you know, do like the whole flailing wildly thing with the mouse and stuff. So like it wouldn't flail as badly, I don't think, with VR, but I would probably fall over. I'd probably like... The other thing too I'm a bit concerned about is like I have cats. So I'm deeply concerned about potentially stepping on one of them in VR. Because the biggest thing is like, oh, you'd be like, oh, just shut the door. But no, Azula, I've got Azula and Phoenix, right? And Azula can't stand doors being shut. So she's like, just absolutely goes ballistic, scratching at the door. Like, not in the way that's kind of gonna damage the paint, and I don't really give a fuck if she damages the paint, I'll just repaint it later. But like, in the kind of way that like, it could be potentially hurting her claws to be doing it. And so I don't really want her to be doing that. Whereas Phoenix comes up and he full body slams the door, and if it either opens like, you know, Shrek busting open the toilet door, or it doesn't open at all. And if it doesn't open at all, he just accepts that and like walks away. But he doesn't like carry on about it. But because of that, I can't really have them in the room with me because I could step on them, because I don't think I'd be able to see them in VR. But then I also can't lock them outside because they'll make a ruckus and have separation anxiety issues. So yeah, I think this is going up somewhere. So I reckon we finally found where we're trying to go, which is good. If I can find a waypoint, that'd be great. What's it? Those I know who have played it in VR say it's a lot scarier. Oh god. This Blade and Sorcery is a lot of fun too. I haven't heard of Blade and Sorcery. To be fair, I don't know about a huge amount of games. Lower Cross. Okay, cool. If we can find the waypoint for this. Okay, here's the big thing. Is I need to find the waypoint so that I don't have to walk all the way back through here from down here. Because if I can't find the waypoint for an area, I have to re-clear from the last waypoint all the way back up and through the next time I play. Well, I've still got a couple of hours to go and stream easily, but I gotta find the waypoint so that this is where we start from. Oh shit. Oh, I like these guys, by the way, these like tree lurker things, but I like the original area ones. The sounds that they make, I don't know why, it just makes me so happy. I don't even know what that is. It just sounds ridiculous for the creature that they are, you know? There's so many fucking Diablo sounds that just make me so happy. I think you get sand leapers and Luke Lane, tree lurkers or whatever, tree leapers and stuff here. Whoa, that's a lot of no. Eliza, come back with me. Put a decoy up there and you come back down here with me. Let's stand down here. Holy shit. I don't know what that was, but oh god, there's another one down here. It's a doom ape. Alright. Yeah, alright. I can hear my decoy getting hurt, but she's not dying, which is lovely to hear. Eliza, for the love of fuck, walk back here. So Eliza's got like two settings, basically, is what I've known. Is she either has like hero mode, where she wants to stand in the thick of the battle, or she has like endangered mode, in which she actually stays back and doesn't fight at all. Every so often she actually is like helpful and stays back and fights. It's a rare setting, but it happens occasionally. There's Haze Crow the Axe in here, fire enchanted extra strong mana burn, but he's immune to lightning. So, okay, new Valkyrie. There we go. I haven't actually had to use my offhand weapon much at all tonight, by the way. I've been pretty much just using the bow. Even though a lot of these guys are immune to fire, I haven't been able to use my halberd. No, it's a partisan now, sorry. I gotta remember what weapon I'm on. It's a partisan. I haven't got to use it at all because I haven't been able to take a hit down in that Flayer dungeon thing. Give me that. I've got still a little bit of room.
I am overburdened.
Yeah, you know what? I needed to move that over. It's an extra gold for monsters. You know, I'd love to get to a point where I can just have random items not be... I was going to say not be super useful, but I think it's more... I want random items that, like, I don't need to buff my person up so much. There we go. Alright. I should have made back at least easily 2 Elizas by now. Maybe 3. I haven't been paying super huge attention. Usually when I sell something and it's like in the 35,000s. I know I sold that Death Mask earlier that was about 30 something thousand and it was almost 1 Eliza. I measure, oh no, that one was definitely a fucking part of Eliza. I measure my units of money in this game as like what does and doesn't buy Eliza. Have you heard or played Grim Dawn before? I've heard of it. I haven't played it. I think one of my friends got me the game, but I never got a chance to actually like get in and play. Because my best mate's called Grim, right? So like anything that starts with Grim, he's pretty invested in, which is fair enough. But I'm pretty sure I've got it, I just can't kind of remember what it is, you know? Like, that has insane defense, but I can't use it. Like, I can't use it for, like, 20 more levels. So, yeah. Not that it had anything equal to this. It's like Diablo. It's a lot of fun, highly recommend. The thing with things that are like Diablo, so I like Diablo because it's Diablo. I'm a really like fussy little creature with this kind of stuff, right? There's a lot of games out there that's very Diablo-ish, but I don't like them. And the best way I can say it is when I'm playing them, all I can think is I wish I was playing Diablo, you know? So when I actually do find something that I like, it's normally for a reason other than it being similar to Diablo or like games along those sort of lines. It makes it really hard because like I get a lot of recommendations for all sorts of different games, right? Because I play a few different games and stuff, right? I like zombies, I like shooters, I like games like this, I like I don't know, strategy, real-time strategy stuff, all sorts of stuff, right? But I like them for the game that they are, mostly. And usually the way I see it is if I'm playing something, I usually won't like another game for just being similar. Yeah, it's always been really hard for me to explain it, but the best way I have worked out is that it's just like, after I tried playing Diablo 4, right? I was playing Diablo 4 and I was constantly comparing it to Diablo 2. And all I kept saying was like, I appreciate that like it feels like it's a natural like progression to Diablo 2 and stuff like that, and you know, to the storyline and stuff. But there were so many elements of it that were way more like WoW, and I didn't enjoy the WoW aspect in Diablo. And I got to a point where I kept constantly saying that, oh, I wish that, you know, it was more like Diablo 2. And I'm like, if I love Diablo 2 so much, I might as well just go fucking play it. So that's what I did. I literally just went and fucking started this. And I'm like, I'm so happy. You know? So I like Torchlight, yeah. And when I found a play Torchlight, while I waited for Diablo 3, it was a long wait. Diablo 3 was a long wait, though. It was a stupidly long wait. So I've had, like, pretty bad luck with most of my Diablos so far. So my original character that I'm actively recreating at the moment, Kelly, my original one got hacked when I went into a Battle.net game. I was running around with almost a full inventory of gold. You know how you can get your stash full and then you get up to like a certain amount and stuff. So I was running around, but I wasn't quite full and stuff. And I was running back into my stash, and 2 people in this Battle.net game were exchanging currency with each other by dropping it on the ground. And that's fine, except that, you know how you point to click to run around? Yeah, I point to click and click their fucking gold, and they couldn't tell me how much was on the ground that I picked up. I was willing to drop it, the exact amount, but I wasn't willing to drop my entire inventory of gold because I had like almost maxed out gold, and they're not fucking entitled to that, you know? So if they could have told me how much it was, I would have dropped it, but they didn't, and they got shitty about it, so they hacked my character. They hacked her stats. She was like high 90s, and they hacked all of her base values down to 0, so she couldn't use any of her gear. She couldn't go outside, she couldn't fight anything, but she also couldn't really get any more levels and crap to fix it. So I did not like that. And then I went into another game, another Diabolic game, and somebody helped hack her back. But they hacked her back to being good. Like, actually good. Like, I'm purposely making her bad. Like, I had really bad OCD. If you look at my base values, it's 122, 121, 121, 121. So my OCD made it that I had to... Oh, shit, hello, mate. Holy crap, I need to move away from you. I had to put... You know how you get your 5 points? I had to put 1 into each, and then when I got my extra one, I have to put it into the next available slot, right? And that's how I put the stats in and stuff. So the person that was assisting me recreating my character out of the hack is like, oh no, let me just make it. And then he fucked off, and I am stuck with a character that's actually decent that I don't want. And I always felt like a bit royally ripped for that. Rockfester, can you leave her alone, please? There we go, that'll do it. So then when I got Diablo 3, like I waited, you know, the classic 7 years like every Diablo fan did, and then I got Diablo 3, and I had it set to, I think I had like pre-order or early access or something like that, except the way that it worked back then is you had to go and collect it from a store. I was expecting it to be automatically available and playable that day that it released, but it wasn't. But I took the weekend off and I played it for like, I think 18 hours non-stop, something like that. I might actually go back to town. I played it for like 18 hours non-stop, and I got pretty far. And then I obviously like stopped to go sleep, and I came back and my game had been hacked, and somebody was running around playing my character, my new Kelly character on Diablo 3. So I felt really disgusted about that too, because even though I eventually got my account back, and even though they tried to like backtrack her back to where she was, she still had all these like stats and stuff unlocked that I didn't do, that this other person had done, and they weren't mine, and they couldn't clear it, and they was as close as they could. The person had basically got access to it immediately after I'd hopped off that day, and so there was no clear definition of where the save line was for that day or whatever. And yeah, that really sucked, because she also never felt like mine. And also in Diablo 3, as you guys know, you couldn't customize your stats, because Diablo was like, I'll hold your hand through this and we'll make you a decent character, and you just buff out with whatever gear you want to wear, right? And that's kind of how Diablo 2 kind of like worked. Oh, sorry, Diablo 3 worked. And I didn't like that, because I wanted to purposely recreate her again. I wanted to make a purposely bad character. And of course, like, Diablo 4 came out. I actually stayed the hell away from Diablo 4 for ages. It wasn't on my priority list to get, because I'd heard something about it being like open world, and like, I'm just like, I don't really want to run around where other people can fuck with my game and stuff. And anyway, I stayed spoiler free and all that for basically like a year or so. And then my partner got it for me, and I'm like, I'll give it a go. I'll go play it and stuff. And yeah, there were some aspects that I enjoyed, and there were some aspects that I did not like. There was a lot of aspects that I did not like. I had a lot to say about it, and it was primarily negative, but I did appreciate that it did feel like a canonical fucking next step after Diablo 2 story-wise. Like, I appreciated that, because Diablo 3 didn't feel like the same kind of game either. Like, it's not the same kind of game. It doesn't have to be the same game, but they definitely didn't understand what it is that Diablo fans like about Diablo 2. Like, they listened, but they they swung and they missed, you know. You just, like, there we go. You play with her. Let's be playing Diablo 3. Did not like Diablo 4. Yeah. Look, I didn't have great experiences with it all. But luckily, as far as I'm aware, nobody's hacked my Diablo 4 character, so that is one good thing. And then, like I said, I really wanted to play Diablo 2 Resurrected, because I had Diablo 2 Resurrected, but I hadn't opened it and I hadn't started playing yet because I'm like, oh, I want to do something purposeful with this character. I don't want to just make any old character. Like, you know, a decent character is a dime a dozen in the world of Diablo, right? And I'm like, I wanted to recreate my original. As soon as I realized that that's what I wanted to do, I started doing it. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fun. It's hard as shit, don't get me wrong. All the limitations that she's got because of the OCD and her stats and crap. Also, like, her skill tree as well. Like, I haven't even babbled on that. But, like, basically, like, I didn't fully understand Diablo 2 skill tree when I was a kid. Because I played Diablo 1, but, like, I treated... You know, back then, you kind of just... Every game was its own game kind of thing. Like, a continuation could be something completely different. So, anyway, my OCD applied to, like, putting it all